Life in first-century Palestine revolved around money. People lived in a world of trade and commerce. Understanding the monetary system of that time is essential to grasping the full context of Jesus' life and teachings. The Gospels are filled with references to money, from the denarius paid to Roman soldiers to the widow's mite. These monetary references offer a glimpse into the economic realities of Jesus' time. The Roman Empire, with its vast network of trade, had a profound impact on the region's economy. Roman coins, such as the denarius, circulated alongside local currencies. This mixture of currencies reflects the complex political and economic landscape of first-century Palestine. People had to navigate different values and exchange rates. The economic gap between the rich and poor was significant. This disparity is evident in the Gospels, which depict wealthy landowners and merchants alongside impoverished peasants and beggars. Jesus' ministry often intersected with these economic realities. He challenged the exploitation of the poor and preached a message of social justice. Understanding the value of money in Jesus' time allows us to better appreciate the significance of his teachings on wealth, poverty, and social responsibility. It provides a tangible lens through which to view the economic landscape of first-century Palestine. By exploring the coins and their purchasing power, we gain a deeper understanding of the world in which Jesus lived and preached. The denarius was a Roman silver coin widely used in first-century Palestine. It was the standard wage for a day's labor. A denarius could buy a variety of goods and services. For instance, a loaf of bread or a quart of wheat could be purchased with a denarius. The Gospel of Matthew mentions the denarius in the parable of the laborers in the vineyard. In this parable, a landowner hires workers throughout the day, each agreeing to a denarius for their work. The parable highlights the concept of God's grace being available to all, regardless of when they come to faith. The denarius also appears in the story of the Good Samaritan. The Samaritan uses 2 denarii to care for the injured man. This act of compassion demonstrates the Samaritan's willingness to go above and beyond to help someone in need. The value of a denarius, equivalent to a day's labor, emphasizes the significance of these biblical stories. It highlights the generosity of the landowner in the parable and the sacrificial giving of the Good Samaritan. The denarius serves as a tangible measure of the value placed on labor, compassion, and divine grace. The lepton was a small, low-value copper coin used in first-century Judea. It was the smallest unit of currency at the time. Multiple leptons made up a denarius. The lepton's meager value provides insight into the lives of the poor. The Gospel of Mark recounts the story of the widow's mite. A poor widow donates 2 leptons at the temple treasury. Despite their insignificant monetary value, Jesus praises her offering. He recognizes that she gave all she had to live on. This story highlights the importance of intention and sacrifice in giving. The widow's 2 leptons, though seemingly insignificant, represented a significant sacrifice for her. Jesus commends her generosity, demonstrating that true giving is not measured by the amount but by the heart. The lepton, a coin of little value, becomes a powerful symbol in the story of the widow's mite. It emphasizes the importance of giving sacrificially and the value that God places on even the smallest acts of generosity. The story serves as a timeless reminder that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in a giving heart. The shekel was a silver coin used by the Israelites. It had a higher value than the denarius. Shekels were used for various purposes, including paying the annual temple tax. This tax was a religious obligation for Jewish males. The Gospel of Matthew recounts the story of Jesus being asked about paying the temple tax. When Peter confirms that Jesus does pay the tax, Jesus instructs him to catch a fish and find a shekel in its mouth. This miraculous provision of the tax money emphasizes Jesus' authority and his respect for Jewish law. Shekels were also commonly used in trade and commerce. They were essential for conducting business transactions. The use of shekels in the marketplace underscores the role of money in everyday life during Jesus' time. The shekel, with its higher value and association with religious obligations and trade, represents a different aspect of the ancient economy. It highlights the intersection of faith, commerce, and daily life in first-century Palestine. The stories involving shekels offer glimpses into the economic and religious practices of the time. Section 5. The talent, a king's ransom. The talent was the largest unit of currency in the ancient world. It represented a significant amount of money equivalent to thousands of denarii. Talents were often used in financial transactions involving large sums. The parable of the talents found in the Gospel of Matthew illustrates the concept of stewardship. A master entrusts his servants with varying amounts of talents. Upon his return, he judges them based on how well they used what was entrusted to them. The parable emphasizes the importance of using one's gifts and resources wisely. It teaches that we are accountable for what is entrusted to us. The talent, representing a vast sum of money, underscores the significance of the responsibility given to the servants. The talent, with its immense value, serves as a powerful symbol of the resources and opportunities that are entrusted to us. It reminds us to be good stewards of our gifts, talents, and possessions. The parable of the talents challenges us to use what we have been given to make a positive impact in the world. Section 6. Money changers and the temple incident. Money changers played a significant role in the temple economy. They exchanged Roman and other foreign currencies for temple shekels. This exchange was necessary because only temple shekels were accepted for religious offerings and the temple tax. The Gospels describe an incident where Jesus overturns the tables of the money changers in the temple. He accuses them of turning his Father's house into a den of robbers. This act of righteous anger demonstrates Jesus' opposition to the exploitation and corruption that had infiltrated the temple. Jesus' actions highlight the importance of keeping religious spaces pure and focused on worship. He condemns the greed and commercialism that had encroached upon the sanctity of the temple. The incident serves as a reminder that faith should not be exploited for personal gain. The presence of money changers in the temple and Jesus' subsequent actions underscore the complex relationship between religion and money. It highlights the potential for corruption when financial gain becomes intertwined with spiritual practices. Jesus' response serves as a timeless lesson on the importance of maintaining the integrity of our faith. Section 7. Jesus' teachings on wealth and poverty. Throughout his ministry, Jesus addressed the themes of wealth and poverty. He challenged the social and economic injustices of his time. His teachings emphasized the importance of compassion, generosity, and caring for the less fortunate. The parable of the rich man and Lazarus illustrates the consequences of ignoring the plight of the poor. The rich man, living in luxury, ignores the suffering of Lazarus, a beggar at his gate. After death, their situations are reversed. This parable serves as a stark warning against greed and indifference. It highlights the importance of recognizing and responding to the needs of others. Jesus' teachings consistently emphasize the importance of using our resources to help those less fortunate. Jesus' teachings on wealth and poverty remain relevant today. They challenge us to examine our own attitudes towards money and possessions. They call us to live lives of compassion, generosity, and social responsibility. His words serve as a timeless reminder that true wealth is not measured by material possessions, but by our relationship with God and others. Section 8. Conclusion. The enduring message. The monetary system of Jesus' time provides valuable insights into the economic and social context of his teachings. From the denarius, representing a day's wage, to the talent, symbolizing a king's ransom, these ancient coins illuminate the realities of daily life in first-century Palestine. By understanding the value of these coins and their significance in biblical stories, we gain a deeper appreciation for the messages Jesus conveyed. His teachings on wealth, poverty, and social justice resonate deeply when we grasp the economic disparities of his time. The stories of the widow's mite, the Good Samaritan, and the parable of the talents continue to inspire us today. They remind us that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in our generosity, compassion, and willingness to share what we have with others. The enduring message of Jesus' teachings transcends time and economic circumstances, calling us to live lives of purpose, meaning, and social responsibility.